At the moment, my best friend runs into the lottery store before me and recites that familiar series of numbers. I know instantly that she has also been reborn. In my past life, my best friend and I were pre-selected for an interview at a Global 500 company just before graduating. However, there was only one position available. On the day of the interview, I had a sudden impulse to buy a lottery ticket. As a consequence, I missed the interview, and my best friend got the job. It turned out that I won the jackpot, a total of $50 million. After graduating, I lived a carefree life, lounging at home and living off the interest. Meanwhile, after entering the company, my best friend was paid poorly and harassed every day. Finally, she unleashed her rage on me and pushed me from a rooftop. I died instantly from the fall. After my death, my boyfriend covered for her, distorting the story to claim that I had gone crazy from being idle too long and had jumped of my own volition. The two of them took advantage of my misfortune, becoming influencers with millions of followers and amassing fortunes. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn on the exact same day I bought that lottery ticket. Boss, I would like to buy a lottery ticket. My best friend Sheila ran past me and burst into the lottery store. When she shouted, breathless, that series of numbers I knew by heart, I knew instantly that she had also been reborn. After securing that lottery ticket, Sheila turned around and shot me a triumphant look. Sorry, Bella, but this lottery ticket is mine. Bella Knight did not seem to care. In any case, I was not planning to buy one. It was obvious that Sheila did not believe what I was saying. She let out a cold snort and tucked the lottery ticket into her purse. Impossible. It was because of this lottery ticket that you... She stopped suddenly. I knew exactly what she wanted to say. Sheila shot me a smug look. I am not going to attend the company interview. Since you like working so much, I will yield the position to you. I nodded. In that case, I would yield to her the luck of winning $50 million. Without hesitation, I turned around and boarded the bus to attend the company interview. That evening, I returned to the dormitory and found my boyfriend Aaron Sharp with his arm casually draped over Sheila's shoulders. In my previous life, I was blind until the end, realizing only when I died that the two had started a relationship. When they saw me return, neither of them panicked. On the contrary, their expressions were openly mocking. Aaron looked at me with contempt and declared, Bella, the person I truly love is Shay. I only dated you because your family had 2 measly apartments, but now things are different. She just won $50 million and will live in wealth from now on. I no longer have to sacrifice myself to be with someone as repulsive as you just for money. I clenched my fists tightly, so that was the truth. Sheila and Aaron both came from the outskirts. One was my closest friend, the other my boyfriend. So when it came to spending money on them, I never kept track. I realized too late that they were simply taking advantage of me. Since fate had given me the chance to be reborn, I was determined to make them return everything they had taken from me, multiplied. Sheila mocked. Bella, the only reason I had reluctantly yielded Aaron was because your family was slightly better off than mine. Now that I have won $50 million and achieved financial freedom, what chance do you have against me? You are destined to spend the rest of your life working like a slave. But Aaron and I are different. We are going to travel the world together. Our life is something you could not even imagine. After collecting their things, they moved out of the dormitory. As I watched them leave, a smile formed on my lips. How naive. Did they really believe such a stroke of luck could fall to them? I passed the interview and received an offer from the Global 500 company. This was already the highest level I could reach with my education. The company was quite far from my home, so after discussing it with my parents, I decided to buy an apartment closer to work. When I arrived at the sales center, the agent showed me several units. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed at the entrance. Is anyone here? Show us the best units you have. I turned and saw an arrogant Aaron strutting in with Sheila in his arms. Upon seeing me, the two quickly approached and mocked. Bella, what are you doing here? Can you even afford to buy a house? We have already checked those measly apartments of yours would not even cover the down payment for a house in the city center. Hearing that, the sales agent who moments before had seemed so helpful immediately turned cold and distant toward me. I replied, and what if I cannot buy it, can you? Sheila lifted her chin and declared arrogantly, of course, I am going to win $50 million. In fact, buying several units at once is nothing to me. The sales agent immediately approached them. Miss, how may I help you? Sheila lifted her chin and said, I think that unit looks good to me. The agent's eyes lit up as she said hastily, Miss, you have exquisite taste. This unit has the best location and view of the entire project. It is only $20 million, a price that will barely concern you. $20 million. Both Aaron and Sheila were stunned by the price. They had not expected that a 100 square foot condominium in the city center would be so exorbitantly expensive. The agent continued, if it seems a bit expensive, you can always opt for a mortgage plan. Sheila blushed with embarrassment at the comment. She shook her head defiantly and replied, mortgage? Why would I need a mortgage if I just won $50 million? I will pay cash. The agent's attitude warmed instantly. If you are interested in this unit, you can pay a deposit of $1 million. The lottery funds have not been liquidated yet. You could process a bank loan. Her words made Aaron and Sheila hesitate. At that moment, I frowned and said impatiently, I am starting to doubt that you even won those $50 million. Are you here to cause trouble? If you cannot afford it, stop wasting everyone's time and get out. Aaron's eyes reddened with fury. That is complete nonsense. Yes, she definitely won the $50 million. It is just that she has not received the money yet. I waved them off. In that case, get out for now. I am keeping this unit. Hearing that, the two visibly panicked. Sheila gritted her teeth and spoke quickly. This unit is mine. I am going to apply for a bank loan right now for the deposit. Over the following days, Sheila and Aaron shared photos of their travels around the world on Instagram. Their photos overflowed with luxury items. It seemed that in addition to the mortgage, the two had taken out many other loans as well. Well, the higher they climb, the harder they fall. They sent me many photos, but I blocked them without hesitation. During those days I had been very busy. After all, working at a Global 500 company was not something to be taken lightly. Before officially joining, my team leader had sent me 1 terabyte of materials, asking me to review them as soon as possible. On the day of our graduation party, Sheila, as class president, sent a message to the group chat. Please arrive at the indicated restaurant at 11:30 a.m. sharp to attend the graduation party. She also specifically tagged me, Bella. I cannot wait to see you. I responded immediately. Okay. Some started asking why she wanted us to meet at that restaurant for lunch. After all, its location was a bit far from our university. I was the only one who knew the reason. It was because the restaurant was right next to the lottery store. At 11:30 a.m., after all our professors and classmates had arrived, Sheila finally appeared, hand in hand with Aaron. The moment they entered, all eyes fell on them. By then, the two had completely changed, radiating luxury from head to toe. Sheila even gave each of our classmates a designer bag. Then she exclaimed, "Tonight, order whatever you want. The bill is on me." The rest of the classmates looked at them perplexed. In fact, some even suspected that the bags she had given them were imitations. Sheila pulled the lottery ticket from her purse and waved it in front of everyone smugly. "I won $50 million, she declared. Hearing that, everyone erupted. $50 million, did I hear that right? Sheila had incredible luck. My God, I will never win $50 million in my entire life. As if that were not enough, she also hung a huge banner in the restaurant that read, "Congratulations to Sheila Lane for winning $50 million. At that moment, a professor suddenly asked, "The lottery ticket is with you and has not been drawn yet. Where did you get the money?" Sheila responded indifferently, "I will receive the money soon. I am just enjoying it in advance." Among the crowd, someone suddenly asked, "Was Aaron not dating Bella? Why is he with Sheila now?" Faced with the confused looks of the crowd, Aaron held Sheila's hand without the slightest hint of shame. He said, "People naturally go for the best, do they not? After graduating, Bella is nothing more than an overworked mule. Shay is different from her. Besides, my true love has always been Shay." Everyone opened their mouths in astonishment at his words. A classmate came to my defense. "But Bella got an offer from a Global 500 company. It is the best offer of our entire graduating class." Hearing that, Sheila laughed so hard she almost cried. She said, "So what if Bella got the best offer? Can she earn $50 million in her entire life? In this society, having a job means nothing. It only proves that you are a beast of burden in a glamorous environment. You are actually worse than cattle." She shot me a smug look and added, "Bella, in every way, you are beneath me, but if you serve me well, I might be generous enough to give you something." The rest blushed with shame but could not find the words to reply. In fact, some shrewd classmates had already started flattering them. "Sheila, I knew that one day you would succeed. I cannot believe you had the luck to win $50 million. Do not forget about us. That is right. Remember to take care of us in the future." Although they knew Sheila's words were unpleasant, they made sense. Even if they had a good job and worked their whole lives, it would still be nearly impossible for anyone present to earn $50 million. Someone had even started belittling me and praising her. Sheila is right. So what if Bella got an offer from a Global 500 company? She will still be working hard for someone else until the end of her life. How can she compare to Sheila? My lips curved. To tell the truth, this company offered excellent benefits and advantages to its employees. In her past life, Sheila sank into despair because she tried to seduce her superior immediately after joining the company. The incident became known throughout the company, which is why many colleagues made things difficult for her. Finally, we finished the meal, so it was time for the main event of the day. With a final touch of makeup, Sheila smoothed her exquisite dress and took the stage. At the same time, more than a dozen influencers suddenly entered with their cameras pointed at the stage. It seemed she had made preparations in advance. Sheila nodded at them, then pulled the lottery ticket from her purse. She looked at the cameras and declared smugly, "Everyone, I just graduated from university. However, I won $50 million in the lottery, so I will be financially free from now on and will be able to travel the world without having to work." Then she mocked, "As for you beasts of burden, you will spend your lives grinding away at some company, working for someone else. You will receive a low salary and be trampled at work, losing your dignity and repeating the same routine until you die." Then she stopped and shot me a meaningful look. Hearing that, the internet users in the live stream started insulting her, but she did not care.